Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Pisces, I hope that you're doing well. This is hopefully going to be a fun or interesting reading about the person on your mind. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today. The overall energy will come from the Human Spirit Oracle, and your tarot reading will be with the Fun Pulp Tarot. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angel Spirits, Guides, what messages do you have for Pisces regarding the person on their mind? Number 28, which reduces to a 10, the Wheel of Fortune card. The card says, face the music. Face the music. It's really beautiful, actually. There's a lot of, anytime we talk about music, of course, we think of vibration, we think of frequency, we think of, music being kind of the language of the universe. But when you say face the music, it's this sense that in one regard, face the music is kind of like we have to come to this time of truth and reckoning. It's time to face the music. We can no longer hide or avoid some morsel of truth, some information that has long been waiting to be revealed, to be assessed, confronted, right? So I don't know if this person is somebody that you have to have a difficult conversation with, or they're needing to have a difficult conversation with you, and part of you as a Pisces, of course, might be intuiting that. You might be sensing that something is coming. Spirit just gave me a different perspective on it, though, because they just said, sometimes we just have to face the music of our own power. We have to face the reality that we're meant for more. Face the reality that, our path is unfolding. And, that whether this person is having a conversation with you or you're having that conversation with someone else, I think that a lot of truth needs to be revealed between you and another person. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. The layout today is who they are, your role in their life, and the lesson of this connection, which is kind of like advice from Spirit, right? One more. Thank you. Okay, so who they are. Somebody very powerful, maybe a little stuck in their ways. The first card you got is the Page of Wands. This is who they are. So it could be somebody that is, it's interesting. I don't usually read the card this way, and I've dealt with this card several times, but this feels very coy for some reason. The look, it feels very coy, almost bashful. The card did come out in reverse. Page of Wands describes somebody who isn't afraid to start new things, to express creative ideas, initiate something. It's a little bit of baby steps. The pages are kind of the youngest of the court cards, and therefore the least mature, the least refined. So it's this sense that your person, may be wanting to start something new, but they're kind of on the fence about it. Reason being that it's clarified by the King of Pentacles. So I feel as though this is not them, but there's somebody that they're dealing with, right? Because I feel like this is their energies, page energy, and it's not even sitting in its own power because it's in the reverse. And then here comes this massive King of Pentacles to clarify it. It almost like blights this card out. So I feel like your person may be dealing with somebody who is very powerful, perhaps a little overbearing, perhaps a lot overbearing, to the point where your person doesn't feel like they can freely express themselves, that they don't have enough resources in comparison. I mean, this could be a competitor. So like if your person is like somebody who has a lot of passion, really creative, like the wand suit, and they want to start something new, but there's somebody else that's doing something similar and they're just doing it a lot better. There might be this tendency to give up, not even start, not know where to start. This comparison, right? Baba Jolie, who's a tarot reader, the most amazing tarot reader, besides Sand Tarot, who is also amazing. Baba Jolie always kind of quotes this saying, which is, comparison is the thief of joy. And I absolutely believe that to be true. So I feel your person feels a little paralyzed or stagnant in their movement because they are comparing or being compared to somebody of a higher stature, a higher status, a higher tax bracket, with a little bit more influence and clout, and they just feel like, well, where do I fit in? We got to be, just as an aside, we got to be careful when these things confront us just as human beings, right? Like if I compared myself to Baba Jolie, which I absolutely do not, because why would I be so stupid? But like, but she's like a teacher, right? I'm her student and she doesn't know me and I don't know her, but I'm her eternal student and she's my teacher in tarot. But like, if I compared myself to her, I would have never started my channel. Like I would have no, like, what is it? What is life, right? So I just want to say that because I also feel like, Pisces, you kind of, I feel like you need to hear it too. Like, yes, there are going to be a million artists and authors and analysts and athletes and whatever it is that you specialize in that are out there. And instead of kind of comparing ourselves, yes, I think we can have a healthy admiration, but you are here to give your unique imprint and signature upon the world. No one can do it like you. No one can do it like you. And so, maybe this is the message you're giving your person right now. And maybe that's the face the music conversation. Like, why are we even discussing this? You're an amazing human being and you deserve to have your brand new beginning. You deserve to go out there and explore things. So why are you comparing yourself to this person? Learn from the person, sure. Make a clarifier for who they are. Okay. Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah. They don't see it. Your person doesn't see it. Ace of Cups in the upright is a card of new beginnings from Spirit, handed to you directly from the divine. Direct from the divine, the Ace of Cups. A cup full of love, of friendship, of compassion, and empathy, and just family. Things that activate the heart chakra. Ace of Cups in relation to a business or a project is something that really not only speaks to, any kind of financial gain, but also personal gain, personal satisfaction. I'm being reminded of there's like a Japanese life philosophy, I'm going to call it. I don't remember. It's a very long Japanese word that I can't remember, but it's a life philosophy where I'm sure you've seen them. There's like a Venn diagram. I think or it has 3 components, but it's like the key to life is like having, I don't know, I'm just paraphrasing it, but it's like having a skill set that like comes naturally to you, having a skill set, and then finding a way to utilize that skill set to its maximum, and then finding a need for that skill set, and then when all the circles intersect, that's the sweet spot. So in terms of your career, it's like if you can marry what you love to do and somehow make it financially abundant for you, and then you could do that for the rest of your life and it doesn't feel like work. So I don't know why that example is coming in, but that's what I feel. It's like this person is and has been in pursuit of their like life's passion. And I think there's a part of you that wants to encourage them in this, but they don't, it's difficult for them to accept it. It could be this face the music. Like, when are you going to wake up? You know, it could be, you know, okay, now I'm getting a scenario. We all have them, these friends that we love, but that are annoyingly talented, right? And maybe there's a little bit of envy and maybe there's a little bit of jealousy, but overall, we love them very much. But it's kind of like, man, if I had a 10th of your talent, what would I do with it? A 10th of your intellect, a 10th of your prowess, your influence, your attractiveness, whatever, right? But the point is, your person can't see it about themselves. You can see it, your person can't see it. What is your role in their life? Pretty interesting. Number 5, Taurus energy in the major arcana, the Hierophant. I mean, very stern. I mean, we could be talking about like a child, your child, or like a younger person in your life that you're mentoring, right? You're mentoring this young person and saying like, hey, look, I'm telling you, you got what it takes. And they're just like, but I don't even match up. I can't even compare to LeBron James or whatever, right? So it's like you act as this person that kind of gives them structure, kind of, the Hierophant is typically known as the Pope of the Tarot, kind of this connection between the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. But as a bigger entity, it can represent rules, regulations, standards, codes of conduct. That's kind of how I see it for you right now, that your role in this person's life is to give them structure. And like, hey kid, I'm going to tell you how it's done. I'm going to tell you the steps you need to take, but you need to follow those steps. Can we like act on those steps? Clarified by the 3 of Wands in the reverse. So you are not interested in putting this off, or this is a card of waiting for the perfect moment that may never come, right? There's just a series of moments. Everything is divinely guided, and in that we can sense a kind of near perfection from the divine's point of view. But from our point of view, it's like, yeah, everything's just, life is a mess and we just gotta dive in. I mean, you're doing it with structure, but you're not interested in delay. So there's something, I think there's something kind of vital happening here. I mean, if it's a younger person, I mean, maybe it's like they want to go to college, or they want to start a new trade, or they want to travel the world, as something that requires them to kind of get up, get off their you know what, and just like make things happen. Because even though the divine gives us chances, I mean, if you pass those chances up, they could slip away, and then yes, you get other chances. But the whole point is that we keep our eyes open to the possibilities of things, that we're cognizant, that we are paying attention. Okay, get a clarifier. Your role in their life. Okay. Whoa. Oh man. Hold on. 10 cards just fell down. But one card flipped out on the table. So it is the Four of Wands in the reverse. So no, this is not an ideal situation at this time. Four of Wands, so you got the 3 to the 4 of Wands. So there's a synchronicity there when two cards come in succession. The Four of Wands, the 1111 card, typically talks about firm foundation, like the 4 legs of a table. It can also talk about portal energy, stepping into another level of experience, another level of consciousness. When the card is in reverse, it kind of tells me that things are in flux. And to be quite honest, I don't think the Hierophant likes things to be in flux. They don't like things to be up in the air. They like some assurances. I feel like I'm talking very fast. The main thing I think for you at this time is to, you're kind of, I don't know why, but I see, Spirit just showed me this image, and I'm not saying you should ever do this, but like in a movie or something, if somebody's got you by the lapel and they're just like, snap out of it, get yourself together, man, trying to kind of metaphorically shake somebody into like understanding, seeing clearly. And the problem is sometimes we can't make other people, if the veil is going to be on somebody's eyes, it's going to be on their eyes. All we can do is try to be their mentor, their teacher, their guide in the most authentic way possible. But I feel there's a sense of impatience on your part. I don't know. I feel like somehow the sense of urgency is here, Face the Music, because maybe an opportunity is closing, like a portal is closing and new ones will open, right? We live in a universe of possibility, but we live a finite life here on Earth. So at some point, there's some doors that are going to close and we'll open up new ones, but there's something about what's happening right now between you and this person where this portal is closing. It feels urgent. It feels urgent. The lesson of this connection, there's some unfinished business here. Very red. Cancer also had very red accentuated in their reading. The World card in the reverse, Major Arcana number 21, and the King of Wands in reverse. Aries energy. Aries, Leo, Sag, but it feels like Aries today. Aries is the baby of the zodiac, right? They're the ones that take chances. They're the ones that don't necessarily pay attention to rules. They kind of blaze their own trail. The World card talks about chapters closing and new chapters beginning. Or rather, the lesson of this connection, these two cards in reverse, there's some unfinished business. We're not sitting in the seat of our power. We're feeling a little bit of loss of control. And I don't actually feel like it's this person. I feel like it's more on your side. There's something that you want to close out. The window to close that out is very short. And it's causing you to feel a little bit of a loss of control. Can I get a clarifier for this, please, Spirit? How can we help ourselves, Spirit, in the lesson of this connection? I mean, maybe the lesson of this connection is for you to kind of surrender to what is happening and allow your person to kind of play out their circumstances. Like, you trying to assert too much control actually may backfire. Can we have a card of advice from Spirit, please? Whoa, okay. The Empress, number 3. but you got this card in the reverse. Yeah. Spirit, this is my favorite card in any tarot deck, is the Empress. The Master Attractor, the power of all four queens. First of all, you have a King of Pentacles here, a King of Wands here, and a Hierophant. Those are all very kind of divine masculine energies. This is the first time we're seeing a true divine feminine energy, and she's the ultimate divine feminine. But she's in reverse, so with lack of confidence, lack of feeling attractive, not being able to attract to us at this time, I think Spirit is calling upon you to breathe, like just breathe. It's kind of, there's some difficult conversations ahead. At the same time, if we're approaching it with authenticity and with love and with understanding, I think you'll get to the end point that you're seeking, but the faster you try to get there, the slower you'll go. That's Spirit's advice. So that's your reading, Pisces. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Pisces.